Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video. In this video I'm going to be going over the post by GR Scopely on the forums, and it revolves around update 21.0.0. It is titled Arenas, as it is bringing something new into the game, and it is obviously a public beta which I believe has signups open. Personally, I'm not going to be downloading this beta just yet, just because I have seen there are some issues surrounding the download itself, so I would warn against downloading the most recent update until those fixes are confirmed. Once they're confirmed, I will obviously be testing out the various areas of the new game mode, which is Arenas, but for now I'm just going to be going over the details of the release. So we'll read through it, and it says, "Greetings survivors, for this public beta release you will have access to our latest feature, Arenas. Arenas are a new league-based solo competitive PvP experience found in the Versus menu. Arenas have different rules for combat and scoring than other features, and you'll need to take advantage of them in order to beat your competition and earn unique rewards. Each week of a league season will feature many different arenas. Rank highly in any arena or enter enough arenas throughout the week and you'll earn entry into the weekly Champions Arena. The first entry into every arena is always free, while subsequent entries are possible with additional arena tickets, which will be available in-game." There is a note, and it says, "We are working on many improvements to existing features in the game as outlined in a recent post. While this work is happening in parallel with the Arenas feature, you will not see any of the improvements in public beta. We anticipate some of these improvements will be available in conjunction with Arenas when it is released live." Now, with the promises post, it did say 30 to 60 days. One thing to mention is that, as I've said in the past, any new feature that comes into the game has been worked on for, I would probably say, a guaranteed minimum amount of time of 90 days. 3 months. There's going to be lots of different stages of progression, from just initial idea phases to actually producing it into the game, doing some very basic level testing before even getting it into beta testing. Now, once it's in beta testing, I reckon it'll get maybe another 10 to 30 days. It really depends on the level of the feature, how well polished it is, how much they want to improve it at that point. But this was 100% produced before the promises came out, so it's safe to say that while a lot of people will be complaining about them working on Arenas, this did happen before the Players United movement. And this can be proven because some of the Arenas rewards are based on some leaked screenshots that happened, obviously, before the Players United movement as well. So we'll go through on to the next section. It says, "Arena combat rules. Arenas feature a set of new combat themes in which the rules of combat and team construction are changed. Come up with new strategies to beat your opponents." Now, there are 5 different types of arena combat rules. The first 2 are done as adverts for some reason, I'm not really sure why. Trait Manium theme. Thought you knew how trait advantage works? Not anymore. No leader skills, bigger trait advantage buffs, and reshuffled trait advantages. Old school theme. Do you miss 2017? Well, now it's back. Old school features 5-star characters and below only. So basically it's obviously the old 5-star characters. They will be able to wear mods, I would assume. It doesn't say otherwise, but again, we'll have to test it out to fully understand. Draft theme. Select your team from a pool of characters and lead them to victory. All characters on offense and defense are auto-maxed. Leader skills and mods are disabled. Bring your own weapons. Draft a new team every entry. Okay, that sounds interesting, as long as there's no limits to the team that you're going to be getting. If it's just from the same pool of characters, everyone who's going in, that actually seems one of the most fair entry points. That is actually really good for new players to the game, because they'll be coming straight in and be able to just get the top level straight away. And if we are getting that free arena every week, I'd say the draft one sounds like the best one so far for everybody, unless you're a high spender or someone who's just got a very good base team. Next up is role squads. Each role, tank, damage, support, medic, will have their own arena with specific buffs to that role. Stack your team with those characters to really roll over the competition. So basically it could be 5 tanks against 5 tanks. Oh my god, I wouldn't want to join that arena. I wouldn't want to. It's hard enough killing tank teams with damage dealers. Like, even if it was like 100% damage buff on tanks, it would still be so mind-numbing. Oh my god. But some of the other ones sound interesting. Like, damage versus damage could actually be pretty interesting, just having 5 damage characters against 5 damage characters. We'll have to see. I'll have to get the testing out, but that one sounds fairly interesting. Classic theme. Why mess with a good thing? Same normal rules as Raid and War. Well, I mean, So far, that one probably sounds like the worst out of all 5, I'm going to be honest. So in the why mess with a good thing, I would say Raid and War is absolutely horrendous right now. So really need to recheck that terminology a little bit. And yeah, that is a little bit awkward, but the other ones sound interesting, particularly Draft 3. Mainly, like I said, I always look out for new players. I want a good entry point for new players, and that sounds really good for new players. Next up, we have arena scoring modes, and it says arenas feature 2 new scoring modes which determine how you earn points. Domination mode, compete over who can have the highest single entry score in a single arena. Endurance mode, compete over who can accumulate the most points across entries in a single arena. In this mode, some of the fighters in your attack team will be worn out after each entry completion, and you can save only a subset of them for future use. The remaining worn out fighters will not be available to use for the remainder of that arena. Choose wisely. Domination and endurance scoring modes will be combined with the different combat themes to create a different competitive experience through each league season. Okay, it doesn't say how characters become worn out, whether it's from being used a certain amount of times, whether it's been from being defeated, taking a certain amount of damage. I know there is an FAQ in this. I'm not going to go through the FAQ because it's huge. They've done a great job. I'll find the FAQ question for that one because that one sounds interesting in terms of the sort of answer I would like there. Next one, it says veteran promotion levels and veteran gear. And now, this is where Arenas goes away from the potentially actually quite a nice introduction to the game to basically what we saw of the leaks of Amber in the past in terms of being able to promote your characters via veteran promotion. Obviously, we don't know the extent of how easily accessible these tickets are going to be able to do more tournaments. They're most likely going to be quite inaccessible because they want to promote spending. Obviously, this is to promote spending. And right now, it's the worst it's ever been in the game in terms of balance between free-to-play and pay-to-win. And this is going to make it so much worse because we've seen the screenshots of Amber, and the amount of power that character can get with veteran promotion is absolutely insane. The stats like go up to 7,000, 8,000 total. And I just don't know at this point. It's very, very questionable. But we'll read through this part. It says, Arenas introduce a new way to advance your fully tiered and leveled 6-star fighters through veteran promotion levels. Promotion levels, which require veteran gear, increase the base stats for each veteran level attained. Veteran gear can only be earned through Arenas. This feature is currently in development and all information is subject to change prior to launch, which is great. So here's the FAQ section. It is extensive for Arenas. Now, some of the things I was questioning in terms of how will they work, the answers are probably here. If you want to check this out, the link is in the description. The link will be in the top comment. And there's tons of questions, tons of answers, or otherwise you can just pause at any time you want to in this video just to read them. There's so many. It would take me like 20 minutes to go through all these questions. And they've done a good job here. At the bottom, I think it does give you a how do I get information regarding the beta program. As you can see, where to find the information regarding the public beta program. You can find all information related to this program following this link. So obviously, if you go in here, you can find this link, and then you can try and sign up. But like I said at the beginning of the video, it's risky to actually download the update just yet. We just need confirmation that there's not the issues that people are already facing with this update. Now, there are some other features which we're going to go through. Obviously, Arenas introducing a brand new PvP mode. We've already gone through a lot of this. Choice boxes, a new box type that gives you control over what you get from it. Choose the rewards you want. When opening a choice box, a number of reward options are presented and you get to choose which ones you get. So basically it works like missions where you have select one of 4 characters, for instance, for some of the SR missions that we did. And like some people chose Rosita, some people chose Sandy, some people chose Victor, some people chose Yumiko. It does sound like that at the moment, which I think could actually be a good addition to the game in terms of giving you a little bit more selection and choice. Anything that gives you a choice is a better option in terms of RNG. People, if there's 2 things and you can get one of the 2 things that you actually want, you'd want to be able to choose that thing. So I think this is probably going to be a good addition. And lastly, there are some bug fixes. And first we'll check out the general part. It says, fix an issue where the war leaderboard was not visible during war. Yeah, that would be actually an issue. Fix the bug where the next milestone field of a level up tournament wasn't displaying properly. Fix the bug that could happen when saving a Walker Horde's defense team. Some combat fixes. It says fixed a bug that causes the game to crash during Walker Horde combat. Fixed some scenarios where the Guardian Shield icon would show on a character that no longer has a Guardian Shield buff, preventing them from getting a new Guardian Shield buff in some instances. And lastly, it says fixed a targeting issue with Jackson's active skill. Jackson's active skill obviously has not worked since his release. I don't envisage him being used that much more often based on that being fixed, because he's not the greatest of characters, unfortunately. But it is nice that he has got a working active skill now, and that is obviously one of the main things people like about him, is because he has quite a nice cleanse. There are a couple of improvements where it says added a way to send a support request after retrying to enter the game on a Content 2 error. Updated edit team UI to indicate the character stats that will be present in combat via weapon effects and leader skills. So you'll be able to see the overall stats without having to go into a fight and long press your character to see their actual stats. And that's actually a pretty nice addition. I like that. So that's an overview of the 21.0.0 update post by GR Scopely on the forums. That's it in my video here. Do tell me what you think about the update. Do tell me what you think about arenas. Thank you very much for tuning in. And as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.